The following live broadcast is rated PG. Due to coarse language, parental guidance is suggested. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and follow Ear Shoulder Voice on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch so you can live chat during the broadcast. And connect with us on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and our website, www.earshouldervoice.com, where you can get a live schedule of our upcoming shows, call into a live broadcast, or apply to be a guest panelist. Good evening and welcome to Ear Shoulder Voice. Over the last couple weeks we've had some pretty deep topics, but we're going to steer away from that for a little bit right now because in 4 days only, we're going to have what is, especially in the U.S., a national holiday. That's right, Super Bowl Sunday's coming up for you, and if you're a Tom Brady fan, and the way I'm a Tom Brady fan, you're going to hope that Kansas City takes it because God, he doesn't need another Super Bowl. But anyway, we're going to talk about the Super Bowl. We're going to talk about different things because the topic, of course, is Super Bowl mayhem. Not everybody that goes to Super Bowl parties, and they love them, is into the sport, but many people are. Some people are in it for the halftime shows, the commercials, the party itself, the squares, winning big money. There's so many things you can be excited about in the Super Bowl, and we're going to talk about all of it, but especially with our sports fans out there because they definitely get into the game more than anything. And we're also going to discuss partly how those parties affect it, because some people go to the parties just to see the game on a big screen. They can't stand everybody out there yapping and chatting and doing everything during the game. But whatever your flavor, it's an event to be had, and it's just famous across the country. It is loved. It is football. And we're going to talk about it tonight. Don't forget while you're here to like, share, subscribe, and follow to Ear Shoulder Voice on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. And that way you can follow along with all the live shows. You can also be a guest panelist by just going to earshouldervoice.com/join, and you can call into the show right now live. You can do it by audio or video. Whichever one you prefer, you can call in, chat with us live in the show. And if you don't want to do that, feel free to engage us in the chat in the panel to your right. I think it's to your right. It might be somewhere else, depending on what you're using. And other than that, there's only one other thing left to do. I mean, the intro's done. I did all that, so let's bring in the panel. Ear Shoulder Voice is nothing without our panelists, so let's meet the first one of them, Lenny. Welcome back,
Woo-hoo!
Lenny.
Hi.
Woohoo! You are excited.
Tom Brady, as much as I hated him.
Yeah, but don't say it because then he appears in my room.
No, Tom Brady. You know what? I hated him. I hated him for cheating on Bridget Monahan, but he is the best quarterback in the NFL, and Tampa Bay will be winning on Sunday. Guaranteed 100%.
No, Kansas City's going to win. I don't know what you're talking about. It's just because, what, you think because Tom Brady's doing it, they're going to win automatically?
No, I just think they're going to win, period. But yes, because of Tom Brady.
Well, Lenny, there's never been a problem when you're wrong on this show, so we'll just have to chalk that up to another one. It's not a big deal.
Right.
But we've got another sports fan on here, and I don't know if he agrees with you or not. Let's find out. Josh, how you doing?
Pretty good. I don't agree with her at all.
Okay.
One, I don't think they're going to win it all, and two, I don't think that he's any longer the best quarterback in the NFL. But who knows?
Really?
We shall see on Sunday. Maybe we should do a Monday after party, just so that I can watch you guys cry like babies, or we can place a little wager on it.
I don't know if we can. I don't know if we can do that.
We can't do that. But what we can do is I can watch you guys cry on Monday.
Wait, no, we can do a wager on this. Okay, so if Kansas City loses, Lenny has to do the next show without a top.
Okay, and then without one top, I'll wear the underneath.
You said that backwards, though.
So But
Kansas
I said
City
if
all right,
Kansas City,
so
I said if Kansas City loses, she's got to do it without a. Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. I did say it backwards. I'm sorry. Yeah, if they win, you got to do it without your shirt on. Bill will be very happy. Bill says Joe Montana, and hi, honey. He's very happy to see you back, Lenny, as we are too.
okay.
Glad to have you.
So
Bill.
what happens? What happens when Tom Brady does deflate the football and you all lose, and then you guys have to shave your head?
We got to shave our heads.
I think
so
that's
the
a
bet's off.
perfect.
My head.
See how worried you guys are? I wasn't worried at all.
But if we shave our heads, it's going to continue after we're done with the show. You can put your shirt on afterwards. Bill agrees.
Yeah,
No top.
we're
That's
gonna
the
walk
deal.
around looking like little androids for weeks.
Right. That's not going to work well.
So-
that's not going. We have to.
So are you saying? So what you're
No,
basically
not at all.
saying is that Tampa Bay is going to win
Huh? No, I'm basically saying Kansas City is going to
No,
win.
that is not what I was saying.
because you. Yes, it is. Otherwise, you would be on that bet like a fly on a
no.
turd.
I'm not. No. Because it's hard to make an honest bet with somebody who cheats. So you got Tom Brady over there. If he cheats, it's going to hurt us. It's not really fair. If it's in that normal game without the situation, then maybe.
He cheat. It's true. He cheats on his wife. He cheats in football. So
We should probably not
he's
spend
not
the
the
time
most
bashing Tom
upstanding
Brady
personality.
even though we can. So, what do you guys got planned for Super Bowl Sunday?
Oh my goodness! I'm in Florida.
They don't have Super
I don't
Bowl
have-
down there. Isn't Tampa Bay playing?
I barely have the internet where I'm at.
True.
No,
You gonna
I don't
watch the
know
game,
yet. I
don't know.
probably will watch the game, but I don't know who's going to be here with me watching the game, especially with COVID.
though? That's true. What about you, Josh?
I have some prime ribs, some lobster tail, 4 or 5 drinks, and all kinds of fun lined up for me and some friends. So, at our second favorite local establishment. They're still having a party, and hopefully the game's over by 10 o'clock because we all got to go home then.
Prime rib and lobster tail. My Super Bowl parties are freaking conies and nachos.
Well, see,
The
I
best
would
are the
like
squares.
that too, but
So, what do you think is the? Well, go ahead, Lenny.
I was just going to say what I'm going to miss the most by not having like a party to go to are the squares. Being able to, do my little squares. That's like
what
the
I was
most
just
fun
gonna
at every
say.
quarter.
What was the most fun thing that you like to do? And I love having the squares. I love doing the squares. Bill, by the way, says Tampa is going to lose in front of all the cardboard cutouts. Which, yeah, I don't know how he's going to do without that cheering section. That's so weird.
I just hope there's a cardboard cutout of Bernie Sanders with his mittens on, like this.
There's probably going to be a bunch of them. Do you know if they're going to do the TV thing or anything? You know how they do? They have people live broadcast
all the commercials.
No, but how
Oh,
they
yeah.
have the people who are attending the Super Bowl, since they got to do it from home, they have them on a screen instead of a cardboard cutout. I didn't know if anybody knew if they were going to do that this year or not.
I have
Some-
no
I don't know.
idea.
So it's still the cheering section. Because if that's
How
the
about-
case,
how about-
all the screens will show Bernie for sure.
How about your favorite commercial and your favorite halftime?
I couldn't really go with a favorite commercial because every year there's always one I love, but I think they've gone way downhill over the last few years. Probably the last decade, the commercials are not as good as they once were. Halftime
Right.
show, definitely, I would go all the way back to the 1980s. Whitney Houston, John Williams did some shit, and it was just I think it was 80, was it the 88 halftime show? I can't remember which one it was.
Who's doing the halftime? How are they doing a halftime show now? There's nobody to
Isn't it?
That
is
would
it the
not
week-
be
is it the
near
weekend?
as much fun.
Is it the what?
Is it the Weeknd doing the half-
Yes, I think it's the Weekend. Yeah, I think the Weekend's doing the halftime show.
I don't
should have
know.
actually had this up in front of me. I was like, yeah, I think it's the Weekend who's performing at the halftime show. I'm really surprised they're even having it, with everything that's been going on this year. But
Yeah.
it's good that they are. It's good that they're actually doing it because we need it, and I think You could close every bar, every restaurant. You could take away firstborn childs, but children. I think if you took away Super Bowl, we would definitely be in the midst of a civil war right now. I think that's the one thing you can't touch. You can take away. Don't mess with our football.
Maybe pushing it a little bit, but
I don't know about that.
yeah, I
don't know
agree.
about that.
The commercials have kind of taken a step back. They've gotten a little more political and more kind of drama instead of being funny like they used to be. You know, like the Budweiser commercials. Remember the Budweiser frogs and
Used to look forward to that stuff. And I've noticed like a lot of them with Budweiser's one of them. You wait for those commercials to come on, and then it does, and you're like, really?
Yeah.
This is what we get. Coca-Cola used to do some awesome ones, and they weren't even funny, but they did some of the best ads out there as well during there, and they just don't anymore. Everything is normal, and they started airing. I don't know if people notice this in the last few Super Bowls. A lot of the commercials they air before Super Bowl. Like you'll see them sometimes long before Super Bowl starts, and then they're the big Super Bowl commercial. Mm-hmm. And I think probably because they make more money. But I mean, come on, how much do those spots make on Super Bowl Sunday? You can air it then.
I wonder how much they really actually do make.
It's millions, I think, or I think it's millions.
Crazy
for a
amount of
spot.
money, yeah, for 30 seconds.
Yeah, I can't remember what it is. Bill says quit hanging out with squares, and he quit doing the squares, and he don't do them. She said she was doing little squares. Okay, moved on. Next comment.
We
well,
have to think on that
Have
one.
another drink, Bill.
I think Bill's our guy. Bill's our guy for sure. I think he means because like the bars that I work at, they do squares all the time, and this year nobody was doing big squares. But a lot of times, what was included was like a full dinner at the bars, and they did so much stuff with it. And now you're lucky to find $5 squares, but they can't fill them. And I mean, you're left over with spots unfilled. You got to buy those squares. You know?
Right.
And the odds are, if you got to do that, you're not winning them. You could have them all but 4, and those are the 4 you're not getting. So you want to just give money to somebody else.
Well,
Bill
the
says
cool
he
thing
is the
about this
halftime
year
show.
is that.
Go ahead.
Sorry, because I don't know if you guys are aware that you can on FanDuel you can gamble legally in the state of Michigan now, right? So you can place your sports bets on there, and like there's so many like prop bets. I probably have 15 or 16 prop bets that I have interest in. You know, who scores in the first quarter, stuff like that. That I have, I have something like a possible $250 that I could win just in like these weird little prop bets that I put $5 a piece on. So it makes the game way more interesting when you can just go on your phone and place bets like that even during the game.
Do they have that on like DraftKings as well?
Yeah, they have that as well. They have so it's DraftKings, FanDuel, and there's BetMGM, I believe.
Okay.
I didn't even know you had all those. I knew DraftKings.
Needless to say, I have them all.
I know. But you're truly the sports guy. You got the foosball table behind you. You got the jersey on. You got everything there. We like having that on there. Bill says that Lenny said she was doing little squares. You know, Bill's got a way to interpret everything. And that's just what he does.
I'm not really sure what that means, Bill.
I don't know.
I guess I'm doing little squares.
Geeks or nerds or something like that. You just like to do these little tiny, like midget nerds. I don't know.
He's a square.
Oh, okay. Okay. I got it.
Yeah. You're having sex with little people who are squares.
Okay.
That's my guess. I'm not really.
That took me a few minutes, Bill. Sorry.
Well, you got to be careful. You can't say any words that are triggers for Bill. Like doing, or the,
Or
there
football.
You go. Sex. That's what he means. Sex. And he does. Does anybody here usually host a Super Bowl party?
I have in the past, like a long time ago, but not anymore. I started going to a friend of mine has just this amazing place with TVs all over the place, and then he's got this theater room, and it was just super fun. So then we just would go there every year.
What about you, Josh, being the sports aficionado? Have you ever hosted a party?
No, I'm not big on hosting parties. I don't like cleaning up. I don't like buying a bunch of stuff. I'd rather just go to a bar or somebody else's house for that matter and pitch in a little bit money wise, and do it that way. That way, it's not so much of a chore in work. It's all about being fun at that point.
Yeah, well, that's my thing. Is this is the first year in a long time I'm not hosting a party because that's my big thing. And my party is always, it's an interesting way. It's like the Super Bowl party for the non-football fan. And not because we have the game. We have the game on the big screen in the theater. We have the game on all our TVs. And we have people who are really into the game. But it's really for those people who just want to enjoy the party atmosphere. Because I discovered something when I had this brilliant idea so many decades ago that I will host a Super Bowl party, that when you're hosting the party, you miss the Super Bowl. Like, you miss a lot of shit when you're hosting that party. And so this year, I might actually get to watch it. Actually, I'm thinking my brother's going to come over and we're just going to chill and we're going to watch the game with nothing else, which is going to be nice for a change. But it's going to be the first year I didn't do a big party. Because I go all out. They're huge. Bill says his friends have parties and he just takes over. Joe Montana. Bill likes Joe Montana. So that's the other thing with the parties a lot of times, and I do that when I go to other people's parties. I've gotten so used to not being able to watch the game as much that I get up and try to help everybody out with their shit at their party, because that's just kind of where my mindset is. And he's right, hosting sucks, taking over. But it's ironic because when they try to help me, I'm like, sit the fuck down. I don't want any help. I can do all the shit that I'm overwhelmed with by myself. But I always take a break, of course, for the commercial and the halftime. But just, it hasn't been the same. We lost Josh for a minute, so it's just me and you, Lenny, on here. Up there he is. He's back. Welcome back. We missed you.
Hopefully that was for the best, because you were breaking up.
Oh, was I? Your internet connection's a little laggy, so that might be why, unless I'm breaking up.
Is that what happened? I got kids upstairs, all of them on the internet doing their schoolwork at the moment, so it's probably getting blasted.
Oh, yeah, we're definitely used to having those issues with the internet on here, so don't worry at all.
Go ahead, chime in with the comments on getting blasted. That'll be fun.
No, if you say them, it's not going to work. If Lenny says them, we got something happening. Lenny can't use the word blasted. We have a list of words Lenny can't say on this show.
Blasted.
So,
while Bill's watching.
If you had to pick the most exciting Super Bowl game you've ever seen where you just didn't care about anything else, what would it be?
I don't remember most of them at the end of it all because of alcohol.
Well,
usually I'm at a party.
Too. You have your own cheering section,
Lenny.
Lenny. So what about you, Josh? Because I'm sure you've got something.
I enjoyed the Philadelphia when they won a few years ago with Nick Foles, their backup quarterback, in there. I thought that was pretty exciting, watching Philadelphia finally get to win their Super Bowl. I also enjoyed, and even though I hate Tom Brady, though, when they were losing to by 21 or 28 points to Atlanta, and they came all the way back, which was extremely exciting. And there was quite the buzz in the room when that was going on, because everyone thought the game was over at halftime. So,
I do remember that one.
I think that's, those are a couple that come to mind.
Actually, the blurred out scene was that at the intro. On the intro, that was the blurred out scene of Tom Brady doing the last. Yeah. So that's that.
So as much as I love football, go ahead, Pittsburgh. Best game ever,
Iron Curtain, definitely on that.
Oh, that's way back. I thought you were talking about the Santonio Holmes catch in the end zone when Pittsburgh won last. I remember that game. That was great. And I'm a huge Santonio Holmes fan. Well, he's retired now, but because, of course, he played for the Ohio State University. So, of course, I'm going to like who that guy, and what he did. But, I remember that Super Bowl. Of course, Ben Roethlisberger. I think Jerome Bettis was in that game, too, here in Detroit.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
I didn't actually know that. What were you going to say, Lenny?
So did Josh, did you go to Ohio State?
I was born in Ohio. I did not go there.
Okay.
I moved up here when I was a teenager. So
that makes sense why you hate Tom Brady, because he went to Michigan.
No, it's not so much that. It's
It's irritating.
well, he doesn't bother me for that reason. I just think that, you know, how many gifts can God like give someone? You know what I mean? Like, why does he have to be the best looking guy on the planet? Why does he have to be able to do what he does in an offense? Why does he have to be able to read defenses the way that he does? Why does he have to be married to the most beautiful girl in the world? You know what I mean? Why does he have to get all these things and constantly win Super Bowls? But if you look at the guy play and you look at him run, he can't. Keith could probably run faster than Tom Brady.
What are you saying?
Oh, so you're just simply jealous?
He's not an athlete. He's not an athlete, but somehow he can do all these things without even being an athlete. It just makes no sense to me.
Well, are you talking now
It
because he's
blows
like
my
40,
mind.
is he 43 years old, I think now?
No, he's never been able to run. He's like, that's why he didn't get drafted till the sixth round, because he was deemed he's not athletic enough. He can't play in this league. Because if you watch
but he's smart and he can play and he can throw a football.
Right. And he has poise in the pocket that are beyond anyone that I've ever seen, which I have no idea. He's the least athletic person I've ever seen play quarterback, but yet again, he's probably the best quarterback I'll ever see, other than Joe Montana.
And I do not think he's good looking. I don't think he's good looking at all. Not at all.
Sorry, that's not my opinion. That's
A lot
just
of people do that.
I mean, he's not a bad looking guy, but if he wasn't a famous football player and it was just walking down the street, I don't think you would like turn your head twice and say, "Oh my gosh, what a handsome man."
I just have a thing almost again. It's not a jealousy. I just don't like anybody, whether you're talking about actor, actress, talk show host, politics, football, and that's put on a pedestal like they're golden. I mean, even the movie, I think it was Ted 2, I think it was part 2, had this thing where they lifted the covers under him. It's like golden shine, like he's this most amazing thing in the world. And it just gets so old to me after a while that I just don't like the person. Bill says Joe Montana is still a top-ranked quarterback of all time. I actually didn't know that. So above Tom Brady. I don't think he's. I think he's good. I think he does. I think he's a good quarterback still, but I just don't think he's all that.
Joe Montana never lost the Super Bowl.
Well, you got that. So,
but how many Super Bowls comparatively was he in?
Lost the Super Bowl.
Okay, but how many times did he get? So maybe this is a question for Bill. How many times did Joe Montana in the Super Bowl? So can somebody Google that and find out?
Wait, how many?
I'm curious. How many times was Joe Montana in a Super Bowl?
I can do that. We're doing that there. So you said
minimum 2. I think it's definitely 2. He was.
Well, then I don't have as much for he never lost the Super Bowl.
Right. I mean, come on. If he's only been in it twice, comparatively, this is
49ers
Tom Brady.
To victory.
This is Tom Brady's 10th.
Never threw an interception.
Montana 82, 85, 89, 90.
Okay, so 4.
4 times.
So he won 4. And Tom Brady, this is his 10th Super Bowl.
Did not throw a single interception in any of the 4 games.
And that means he probably had a really good offensive line.
Every time Montana played, he won. So, Josh, you disagreed earlier with the comment. I don't know. Tom Brady is pretty much the topic. You disagreed earlier with the comment that Lenny made about Tom Brady as the best quarterback of all time. Question is, if you take Joe Montana out of it, who would you rank? Like currently playing?
Currently playing?
Yeah.
Oh, see, now you get.
Within the last 20 years or so.
You were thinking
20 years
Manning.
Within the
Peyton Manning.
Yeah, see, Peyton Manning I would have at the top too. Yeah, I mean, not in this particular order, but Peyton Manning, obviously Tom Brady. I throw Brett Favre in that mix.
Yeah, definitely Brett Favre.
Patrick Mahomes right now is doing things that are just incredible.
By the way, Brett Favre, way better looking than Tom Brady.
Jeez, you're the one right there.
And Aaron Rodgers,
you like the Wrangler jeans kind of guy. I see.
No, I
You don't like guys that
just
wear
like
Uggs. You like guys that wear Wrangler jeans.
no.
It's an 80s
I just like real men. Actually, my favorite is Ben.
Lynn Swann was
He's
the
my-
best receiver in Super Bowl history from Bill. Agreed on that one. So what makes Super Bowl so special?
Jerry Rice.
All the
If
parties.
you had to narrow it. For you, Lenny, it's the parties. What about you, Josh? Because you don't care about the parties as much. I mean, obviously you like them. You're getting lobster dinner
Yeah.
and prime rib. But what makes Super Bowl so special? Even saying lots of parties, something made it so special that it became parties. What is it, and what makes a good or bad Super Bowl in your eyes?
Well, it's the atmosphere in the room.
You got the-
So that's why oh, sorry.
No, I was just gonna say
That's the biggest
competition of it all.
Well, as a gambler, right? Yes, and as a gambler, everyone in the room has a stake in the game, right? So whether it's so and so has $50 on Tampa Bay, or this guy's got $500 on Kansas City, or this guy's got $200 on the coin toss, right? Somebody's got a wager somewhere, whether it's just cash bets or it's the squares, and that creates an atmosphere of like every time somebody scores, people are going nuts or people are really sad. You know what I mean? So it's just this great atmosphere.
That's actually a good point.
And the hookers.
With the squares and the hookers. Hookers are always good, as long as they wait till after the game or during those boring commercials. So, for sure. But you brought up a good point with that, because that's where I think Super Bowl squares play a big part in that. Because even people who don't watch the game, who wouldn't be in the game, that would probably be in another room chatting with the women or whatever. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say it that way. Yeah, chatting with the women or whatever. Now they're into it. If anything, they're watching just so that score gets evened out or the numbers change on there. And that's what it does, and that builds the atmosphere. But I'm talking about the game itself. Why do you think the Super Bowl has become... I mean, we've got the World Series. We've got the NBA playoffs. We've got the hockey championships. So what is it about football and Super Bowl?
Well, it's no different than any of that. It's the end all of the two best teams, at least that year, or two best records, coming together and having it out. And we all party because of it. It gives us all a reason to get together and gather
Right.
and
We have a bunch of reasons for it.
I've
I've always wondered why football was the one, though. You don't see that. People get together.
You don't think the World Series?
No,
World Series
no.
is huge in football.
You don't have
hockey.
parties and excitement like you have with the Super Bowl by far.
Football is America's game. And the thing about football, different from the other three biggest sports in our country, is that it's not a series. It's a one game. It's do or die, right? The other sports, it's a series. It's a best of 7 in all three of those.
Right.
Right.
That's the difference right there.
I've never thought about that, but that is actually totally a great point, because you don't care about the first games or whatever. You see who's going where. You watch maybe 1, 2, kind of drift off in the middle, maybe come back for the final. So that makes perfect sense.
This is the end all, right?
Yeah,
I think that's
do or die.
Completely it.
Wow, so you just gave me a new perspective on that. Now, what about the game itself? What do you prefer to see in a game? What makes it better? Is it good if one team just pretty much scores all the touchdowns and the other one sucks, regardless whether it's the team you're going for or not?
No. It depends on my squares. It depends on my squares.
That's where the squares bring it in, brings the other fans in.
I want to see a lot of scoring. A lot of scoring. A lot of excitement.
I believe it was last year. Oh, God.
No, and these are two great teams that put up huge scores. Kansas City doesn't have much of a defense. They'll give up 25, 30 points, right? And Tampa Bay's got a little bit better defense than Kansas City, but Kansas City's offense is unreal. So it's going to be a high-scoring game, and it's going to be exciting. I just hope that Tom Brady loses.
We think coronavirus muddled my mind a little bit. But I'm trying, because I'm trying to recall last year's game, which was messed up with some bullshit, if I recall. I think it was last year. Like I said, Corona's kind of muddled my mind. I forgot a lot of it because it all started right after that. Do you think that adds to the Super Bowl or not? Do you think it's ever done intentionally in a way? Not like the teams are doing it, but it's kind of like watching a show with drama or a talk show with drama. Do you think you need the drama or deflating of the ball or anything like that?
I was really mad with the whole deflating of the ball. If
But
you
it made it
can't
for a memorable
win, if
Super
you
Bowl.
can't,
Gate.
if you can't win without cheating, I mean, come on.
Yeah, but
It just
but
makes
look
me
at it
mad.
this way. This is why I'm curious, and I've always wondered if there is any kind of back thing going on where they just want to jazz it up. Because what are the Super Bowls that people remember most 90% of the time? You've got the deflation of the ball. You've got the nipple of Janet Jackson. You've got these flubs and these things, that really,
The nipple.
that pop in, and I'll always start to wonder, do you
Or pop
need
out.
that? Or pop out, literally.
Yeah. Ooh.
And that's
Get her,
huge.
Bill.
There's a lot of debate over it, so who knows the actual truth out there, but there's belief that Janet Jackson nipple was a staged thing. Like it was planned.
I
Probably.
think so.
And Josh, you said football was America's sport, and that used to be the title claimed by Major League Baseball, by far, baseball in general. As Bill says, the World Series, people jump boat if their team doesn't make it. Back to what you said about it being one game, but it is baseball. Hot dogs, apple pie, and a big Ford truck. So let's go into food. Why not? Because I'm fat and I like food. What stands for football?
That's definitely wings.
Wings for football.
And dip. And
Yes.
and nacho
Chips.
dips.
Yeah.
Dip. Like good
Lots of
Mexican dip.
finger foods. Shit that you don't
Yeah,
have to
finger
sit down when you're
foods.
eating. Yeah.
Where you can lick your fingers.
So
Okay,
nachos
Bill, jump in.
works. 'Cause that's always usually mine.
Look,
He hasn't gotten it. He's a little nervous. You said so much in that sentence right now. He's just trying to take it all in. All right. Last year, Bill says himself, Landers and McKean broke in on a halftime and put up a car sales commercial. Broke in on halftime and put
Cheers,
up a car
Bill.
sales commercial. Good job.
Wasn't there a commercial with Eminem and the Chrysler thing one year? That was pretty good.
oh yeah. Talking about the city or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that. I don't remember exactly, but yeah, I
Oh,
remember
food
that.
thoughts all came from Hooters. I get what you're saying now. Okay. I'm sorry. Broke in on halftime with a car sales commercial. Okay, now I get everything you're saying. And Hooters and licking. And Hooters is good. I miss that restaurant. I actually
Did
saw
they even
Hooters
still
when I
have
was
them?
down there. Yeah, when I went down to Florida, I passed a Hooters, and I'm like, oh my God, there's a Hooters, and I wanted to stop.
When Hooters first came out, I wanted to open up a restaurant called Peckers and have dudes walking around showing their pecs.
Well, their pecs are
Look
okay.
like
Okay, that makes
suspenders.
sense. Okay,
It was
I just want a
because
restaurant called Clits and Dicks.
Girls would have been going to that just because of that. Because it was
I had
called
a
Peckers with
Hooters.
men walking around.
I had a Hooters waitress piss in my bed and blame my dog. That was fun.
Piss in your bed
Gross.
and blamed your dog.
Yep, I woke up shivering.
Was it after a Super Bowl party?
No. Monday or Tuesday, something.
There's a very interesting life they lead outside of that restaurant.
Oh,
Yeah, she had the nerve to blame my dog.
that is really wrong on so many levels.
Got you, girl. Banana hammock. That's our Bill. Bill's in ecstasy right now because you were here last week, but Bill missed last week's show. It was a really deep topic, or Sunday's show. It was a really deep topic. So Bill has been jonesing big time. So you're here. Bill's just like flipping out. I need my Lenny on there. We should have somebody else join
Lenny
us
fix.
shortly as well on here.
Yeah.
So when did you get into it? When you were a kid, primarily, who was into Super Bowl then? I know, Josh, you
not
kinda
as a
grew
little
up.
kid.
Not as a little kid. What about you, Josh? Did you grow up in a
As
very
a teenager, I
sports-heavy
was.
family?
Yeah. Unfortunately, growing up in Ohio, of course, I was a Browns fan.
Oh, yeah.
So John Elway was our kryptonite, right? So he got there twice because the Browns lost with the fumble and then the drive the next year. But the Super Bowl, the actual Super Bowl games I remember the most was the Buffalo Bills games, right? So the 4 in a row that they got to, and losing all 4 of them, and you kind of, if you didn't if your team wasn't there, you were just automatically a Buffalo fan because it was a sad story, right? So you're rooting for the underdog because they're the underdog every year in the Super Bowl, and they couldn't win one. And who goes to anything 4 times in a row? Nobody ever besides Buffalo, and loses all 4, right? It was sad, and I could almost name the entire team still from the early '90s, but because I actually it was kind of like the lovable loser kind of thing, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I remember a lot of those, and I remember the Cowboys, of course, who were obviously the best team in the '90s. So that's when I really, really, really started paying attention closely to watching Super Bowls and stuff. It was, the Buffalo Bills and the Cowboys games.
Terry Bradshaw.
Steelers. Another one. Bill definitely knows this. Bill, you got to call it.
Yeah.
Sometime on this. You know a lot of these on there too.
Terry Bradshaw. That's 1978. Jesus, Bill.
He's old. He's like 29.
That's not that. Hey, yeah. I can relate, Bill.
I understand what you said, Bill, by the way, about Sunday. I'm not going to put it up there, but I understand what you're saying on there. Don't forget, for anybody who is watching, which is, there's a few people watching, actually, you can join the show live. You can call in via voice only if you want, or text just by going to earshouldervoice.com/join. So if you're interested, feel free to do just that. So
yeah, come on, girls. I need some girl sport fans. I need some people on my side.
Now, I have a question, interestingly enough, for Josh. Because, Josh, you're going to a bar or an establishment, correct? And don't give us the establishment, especially for the question I'm about to ask. Right now, there's a 10 p.m. curfew. How's that going to work?
With what? With
It's none of
football?
your business, and I'd appreciate if you stay out of my personal affairs.
I said you don't have to name the establishment or anything. I was just curious. I think the reason I asked is a lot of bars aren't running their Super Bowl gigs because of the game's not going to be over. You can't charge, you can't do squares, you can't do entry or anything like that. And I didn't know if your establishment that you are going to is going to stay open for it or not. I don't really care. I don't want you to name it anyway. Either way, I was just curious. Would you still be going if every establishment had to shut down at 10?
It's a closed event. I mean, the door's locked. You have to have a ticket to get in. So I don't think it's going to be an issue. And it's not like it's going to be the game is going to be going over too much later than 10 p.m. our mandated curfew. But I don't think it's going to be much of an issue at all. But people are prepared to get in a little trouble if it happens.
Well, would you go to a place if you had to leave at 10 if you knew in advance?
No,
you wouldn't.
No, I would not. Especially paying for a ticket.
Yeah. Oh, so you said because you're getting the whole lobster and prime rib thing. You need girls for me. Lenny is enough of girls for everybody. Okay, I just want to say, Bill, we don't need anybody but Lenny. We got Lenny.
Got me.
Shit, we lost him. Like I said, we're
you got me, babe.
4 panelists, but we're waiting on them right now. Hopefully, they'll be on soon. So. You're rooting, obviously. Who are you actually? You're rooting for Kansas City, correct, Josh?
That's where all my money is on, yes. So I go where the money is.
Okay,
I'm so sorry. You're going to lose so much money.
You don't know how much money you put
That's why I do prop bets. And not all the money is on the outcome of the game. It's about people scoring. The coin toss.
I'm just joking.
If you see heads, I win money.
So who always just pretty much goes for the underdog?
I do a lot of times, but not all the time.
The underdog. What about you, Josh?
Depends on who it is. I mean,
say the Lions are in the Super Bowl. Just kidding. That's not going to happen.
I'm sorry that you're in a different parallel universe right now.
Okay, let me ask this question: have the Lions ever been in the Super Bowl?
No. They won a championship.
Not once.
No, they got a championship game. That's it. Before the Super Bowl, like he was saying. Bill says in response, a lot of the bars are staying open after 10, but removing the alcohol. But yeah, some of them are doing their close. I do know some are closing their doors at 10, and they're finalizing sales at 10 and stay.
Well, here's the kicker too: is it's on a Sunday. Nobody's going to come out on a Sunday, and nobody's working that day that works for the state.
Super Bowl Sunday's on a Sunday this year? Wow.
Yeah, I'm just saying they're not going to go out and check on a Sunday. Nobody's working or getting paid.
They're all going to be watching the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Or at the party
They'll
already.
probably in there. They'll probably be, I was going to say, they're probably going to be at the party watching it. So, does anybody have like one of their best Super Bowl party memories? Anything? I mean, I have a lot of fights, but I don't know if I want to count those. Bill, by the way, bet $1,300 this year, and he's winning. Good.
Oh, good job, Bill.
Gotta love that money, especially this year.
Yeah.
So, Josh is thinking right now. So he's probably got a few. What about you, Lenny?
Yeah,
What Josh
well,
is
I mean, I
never
drink
mind,
and
go
smoke a lot, so my long-term memory is kind of shot at this point. So it's hard for me to remember certain moments, but it's all kind of, and there's a lot of drinking going on at these parties, of course. So there's not a whole lot that I remember. So one particular memory, no, I just know that I have fun. Otherwise, I wouldn't keep going.
So what
I
do you
think the
expect?
ones for me,
Oh, go ahead, Lenny.
well, the ones for me are actually the parties. I know you didn't like hosting a party because of all the work, but I really
loved it
enjoyed
still.
hosting.
Yeah.
No, Josh doesn't enjoy that part of it, but I actually liked hosting a Super Bowl party, and just making sure that everybody's, having fun.
Yeah.
So those were times. And actually, I have to say this because of the last show that we had was a suicide show, but the particular person that I was with at that time was that person, and he and I put on those parties. So those memories were very special.
You're one of those people, Bill.
Check my friends at Mars.
Of all times, they should have kept. They should just made an exception. Sunday you can stay open till 11. I mean, Super Bowl. You're
Yeah,
not
at
going to
least through
stop
the
the
at
crowd.
least through the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So
I
what
don't
do you
think
expect?
anyone's going to be checking. Go ahead.
Has anybody
What do you
ever been
expect
to a
what?
Super Bowl game? Actually, just a random question. Anybody ever been to a Super Bowl game?
Kidding? I'm not rich enough for that.
I just believe it. Well, out in my area, there's a lot of people that often are. I never could, obviously. But I
Jesus,
definitely
that's
know
an
some people
expensive
who have
ticket.
gone. Yeah.
No,
I
for
was
two
just
people,
curious
you're
if anybody
talking
had.
$15,000 weekend. That's no thank you.
True. It's,
Yeah.
I don't know if it would be the same, honestly, as going to a regular football game. I mean, aside from, of course, the halftime show is going to be different. But I've seen some damn good halftime shows at a regular, little Lions game here. They've had the halftime shows usually better than the game around here because at least something happens. Around there.
But they don't.
But you got to. What?
They don't even put the halftime show for the Lions on TV. You goof.
No, I said been to them. I said been to them.
Like Ben at the game and
Yeah,
watch.
at the regular
Like, what?
games.
Like they're never in a game big enough to have a televised halftime show.
Well, they'd actually be more exciting if they did.
Yeah, probably so. Yeah.
Probably so. So what do you expect out of your? You said you like the cheers and stuff like that. Now there's watching, of course, at home. Are you just as happy watching the game with just a few friends at home, or have you ever done that? I'm asking because I'm excited. That's what I get to do. I just get to watch it with my brother this year, and I'm very excited about it. So.
Yeah. I mean, I've done it both ways. It's fine either way.
Oh, just shouldn't have said that. Bill's on the move.
As long
Both ways.
as
Both
long
ways.
as long as I
Both ways.
exactly. As long as I have my squares, I'll do it both ways. Let Bill think
What are you
about that for a
doing?
little bit.
Now, why are you
keyboard
looking
is
Bill in the
sulking.
eyes when you're saying both ways?
Yeah.
What are you going to say, Josh, about that?
For me, it's all about how big the game is for me and how personal it is for me. So when it's a game like, say it is like Ohio State, right? Because I happen to live in the state where everyone hates my team, right? So I can't watch those games with a group of people because it makes the experience terrible. Because all they do is root against my team. So when it's personal for me and it's a big game, I like to watch with just a few people. But when I really have no emotion at all, other than just some gambling money, I like a lot of people around and a lot of noise and a lot of drinking.
You just want the
So
craziness of it at that point, but you want to focus if
Right.
it's your team.
Exactly.
That actually makes sense. Again, I'll never have to worry about that because the Lions aren't there. But I do want Kansas City. I actually do like Kansas City, so I am looking forward to that. On there, at least I'll be rooting for them. We're going to do something simple on that point. So this year is not going to change much for you, obviously, Josh, because you've got everything set up and you've got the party. And Linny, it is for you. Do you think you're going to be missing it all? Missing it at all? To get together? I know you're going to be watching the game, but I don't know who you're going to be watching.
Well, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so because now I have Steve and the rest of the people will be back here, I think, on Thursday, and they've got like 5 motorhomes all out there. So they'll probably have the game on outside where we can all kind of hang out and watch it.
Bill says you're just poking the bear, by the way, with your comments. So, maybe she likes to poke you.
Yep.
He also says
You can't say poke. Don't say poke.
Best moment him and Junior were at a party and couldn't drive. His wife showed up to get us. He was saying, "Honey, I'm not drunk." He puked right on the front of her. That's...
Oh, boy, Bill.
There are more things that happen, I think, at Super Bowl. I think I have been in more fights at Super Bowl parties than ever. And I've been in quite a few. My own, typically, because I got to get in every fight. Because, I'm the big guy. I can break it up. I was like, party with horses.
I do the same thing. And I'm the little guy, but I don't care.
Well, that's the ones you got to fear more than anything are the little guys. I don't even like fighting with little guys. You're regular-sized people, I don't give a shit. I will fuck you up. I don't care. They're all squirrely and shit. They move. They go everywhere.
Yeah, we move pretty quick.
Yeah. I mean, just make sure I don't catch you, because then you're fucked. But
oh no, I get it fully.
Yeah, but other than that, like it's like they run over your shoulder. It's like fighting fucking Yoda. I can't deal with that.
What's the guy's name from Ace Ventura? The little tribal guy that he's.
Oh God! Yeah. I can't remember. I haven't seen the movie in forever, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
that's what it gets like. There's been a lot of the fights have happened through that.
That is exactly what is in the heart of every little guy that's fighting, being that guy.
So, Josh, you are married. Do you have any? Is your wife a football fan?
No.
How does Super Bowl work for that? Does she go to the parties with you? Does she stay out of it? How does that happen? Or is she running a party if you happen to be hosting one? Or just... I always say it this way. It's changed over time, but I mean just hanging out with the girls. Over time, of course, yes, many more females are football fans, but the Super Bowl parties I often go to, the women are in a different area. Sometimes playing cards, doing other things.
No, it's a regular day for her. It doesn't, like... Maybe she'll put it on to watch the halftime show, but then doesn't really care after that. So, yeah.
You have that wonderful wife that waits on you hand and foot during it, though? Or during any football game in general?
I wouldn't ask her to, but, I mean, if I did ask her to, I know that she would. But, yeah. I mean, and she does like hosting parties. She does like doing that because she does, with kids' birthdays and stuff like that. She is a fantastic host. But so if I did want to throw a party, I guess that would make throwing a party much easier, having her around.
So I thought you said you had before, right?
What's that?
You have thrown a party. I thought you said before.
Not a Super Bowl party. No.
Oh, you haven't done the Super Bowl one. Okay, I misunderstood what you said earlier. Well, you should probably do it one year because you got her handling everything. That's perfect.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, let me dump that on her when she's got to teach.
Yeah. Okay, that's weird. Anyway,
hey, honey, I'm having a huge party that you're going to have to clean up after I'm done and wake up at 6:30 in the morning to go teach a bunch of heathens.
You can tell her that you're going to, just tell her, I'll help you clean up and everything after the game. When the game's over, start walking to clean up, pick up one item, stumble with it, kind of tilt over, and she'll say, just go to bed. And you're in the clear.
And then she'll say, the next morning, she'll say, babe, time to clean up.
Yeah, you don't want to.
I'll be sleeping till noon. So there is no babe.
There is no next morning. There's not even a morning at that point.
No, it's the next afternoon.
Get up and clean up.
Lunch break.
So is it one of your biggest as far as all these events go and everything we do and all the parties we do throughout the year, do you think Super Bowl is one of your biggest? The biggest event for you?
Who are you talking to? Him?
Well, Josh, because I know you don't always do something, but Josh does. He always likes to really get
I mean,
involved. So.
this year is a little bit different because there hasn't really been the lead up, right? Because
Right.
I'd be working in bars for the whole year. I haven't worked since March, right? So there's not really a lead up. There's not, a lot of planning involved on my end because normally I would help plan that party. So there's just not a whole lot going on other than just showing up at this point. So to me, it's been bigger in the past for me, but there's other things I look forward to more. But it's still going to be fun.
But this is one of the this is like the holiday. You're not going to miss Super Bowl pretty much every year.
Oh no, I would never miss it.
It's not one like New Year's. Sometimes people are like, "I'll just stay home for New Year's, fuck it," or "I'll do this."
No,
Super Bowl is the big thing. You ain't gonna miss it.
Yeah, it would take a lot for me to miss.
Oh my God, Bill's at my house. That's why my dogs are barking. Bill's at my house. A little creeped out here. Maybe he thinks you're in the house with me. I was like,
I don't know.
Maybe you should start locking your doors, then your friends wouldn't just come in. Wink, wink.
What are you talking about? I do lock my doors.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. Not when I'm home. But if I'm not home, I do. It's like,
yeah, it's just
still.
Right. As long as you're dressed when we come to surprise you, I'm okay with it. But
I make no promises whatsoever. It's my house.
Fact.
Fair enough. But yeah, there hasn't been the build up to Super Bowl this year. And that did, I literally had to do the show. I'm like, holy shit, the Super Bowl show. And I'm like, I didn't read up anything on it. Usually I want to, even before a Super Bowl party, I read up on things because I don't catch it a lot. Like I said, with my job, sports are now secondary. I go to a bar, my job is to turn off the game. So I don't get to watch it as much. So what I would do when Super Bowl came up, I would go and I would start reading up on what I missed, so I'd have some knowledge. So I'm really dumb this show. Don't say anything. I'm not dumb every show, Josh. Just because I know you're thinking I'm always dumb.
Sounds made up.
Okay. So I didn't even read up. It did creep up because there was no squares, there was no nothing, and that's why we're saying there was no build up this year was because of the virus.
Yeah.
But I'm glad
they're doing it.
Is bar banter, right? So
there we go.
Between season, you're talking about different teams and this and that, and your fantasy leagues and all this stuff going on. Well, you haven't been able to drink at bars and go and enjoy with a bunch of random customers and have that kind of banterish arguments at the bar all year, right? So that takes away a lot of the excitement and a lot of what's been going on in the lead up. So it just kind of
because it's all just your own.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this year, including St. Patrick's Day coming up as well, it is going to be a fucked up night because you realize how low all these people's tolerances are that are going to this. They're used to drinking continuously. Nobody's going.
My tolerance is A-okay.
Well, you keep it rolling, but so many people don't, and they don't realize their tolerance drops. Just being able, because they just reopened till 10 in Michigan, but just being able to stay at a bar till 10, you're not going to drink like you used to drink. So when they start doing it, that's going to be one mess up. There's going to be a lot of fights, and it's going to be so fun. I can't wait to go. So I got to go.
A lot of fights.
I do. I want to go. That's really it. So there's not really a whole lot to talk about anymore. We covered a lot of it. It was a shorter show this time. But anything you want to add? What is your obsession with football, Josh or Linny? Do you think it's tops? Is football like your game? Either one of you?
Football's Football's by far my favorite sport to watch.
Hockey for me. Oh, to watch?
To watch.
I'd put football above hockey to watch, yeah. Even though I love hockey most. I'm a bigger hockey fan. I don't know if Josh is frozen. Oh, there he is. What about you, Josh?
Football has always been my favorite to watch and to play, for that matter, because it's such a gladiator sport, right? I mean, it's kind of getting away from that now, but there's a lot of moments where it's like, ooh, you know what I mean? They're kind of getting away from that now for safety reasons, and I can appreciate that, but then again, I kind of,
Part of the sport.
yeah, it's part of the sport, exactly. Like they still allow fighting in hockey, they still allow board checks in hockey. You know what I mean? So,
well, you remember when hockey became pussified for a while? What was that? Probably about 15 years ago or so. They stopped fighting. It was just boring as fuck to watch.
They're still fighting.
Well, it came back, but there was a period for a couple of years where there was hardly any fighting in hockey and all this other stuff going on. They were trying to de-violence everything, and it destroys the game because we're not in it, so we love to see it.
Right, exactly. It's that gladiator kind of thing.
Baseball for Bill is his favorite America's pastime forever. And that was me. I was way more into baseball than I was football or hockey until the 90s. Pretty much when the Tigers started to go downhill. And I'm not saying I abandoned them, but I kind of abandoned the sport. But baseball is one that I just don't like watching on TV. Baseball and basketball, I don't care about on TV. I like watching hockey on TV, and I like watching football on TV. Now, as far as going to a game, I don't think anything beats the experience of baseball.
Baseball, yeah.
Yeah. It's just, that is where it is like American pastime sport. You know what? Right now, it's rolling in my head. I'm trying to remember how that theme goes now. Heard it 100 times. Heard it 100 times. But I just want to,
Apparently it's dumb.
Dumb? It's dumb. I like to be used to be at the end of every dumb, too. This is the one. All right, so I hope everybody is going to enjoy. I hope that when you do go to the Super Bowl this year, you are safe, careful, no matter what you're doing. Obviously, take some precautions if you can. Don't get really stupid out there. Not even because of the virus, just because of getting drunk, and make sure it's a memorable, enjoyable time. Enjoy those commercials. I hope we have some good commercials, but I don't know how good of commercials we're really going to have. There was so much that hasn't been done, even in the movie industry, in Hollywood and stuff, that people aren't acting, they're not doing that. So I don't know how big we're going to have this year. Betty White better be in one of them. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so we still need to figure out a fair wager for what's going on here on Sunday.
Oh yeah.
We already did. You all will be shaving your head.
No, we can't.
No, we did not. There is no shaving of heads.
Just shave your head.
I'll shave my balls. How about that? I'm not shaving my head.
You probably already do.
No. You can't. Don't do that. Because somewhere there's got to be proof, and I don't want to see it. All right. So, just saying. I was like, not on my top list of things to see or do.
How about we can?
How about? No.
So what we'll do? Maybe we could have.
You dye your hair blonde. I'll dye mine brown.
I'll dye mine blonde. That's fair.
No, you have to go
back to
like
when I'm 18.
Like
yeah, that's.
Yeah, like seriously, white blonde.
No. That's a cheap shot there, Lenny. Because you told us at the start of this you were thinking about going to be a brunette.
Yeah,
so you're already planning that. Yeah. Paul.
All right, I'll do mine black then.
So we could have purple. Right.
Purple. Okay, so Lenny's got to be topless, and we got to have purple hair. That's fair.
I'm not going to be topless and purple hair.
Finish that glass, and then we'll talk. Bets are a lot easier made when you're drunk.
We could do a post Super Bowl show. Whoever loses has to chug a 40-ounce of Mickey's or something goofy because nobody likes Mickey's, right?
I can't do that.
Some kind of shitty ice beer.
I don't even know. No, that's worse than going topless.
Oh, so go topless.
That's just no.
No, we couldn't air it if you went topless, honestly. So that's fair.
I mean, we could do a little chug. We could. What else could we do? Nothing that's semi-permanent. Just something that is agonizing for the 30 seconds.
All right. Seriously, you have to dye your hair platinum.
Semi-permanent.
Because you are dark haired. Your hair grows out in like 2 weeks. Your hair is so short.
I know, but if I put blonde dye in this, it's gonna make it weaker from the bleach, and then it's gonna fall out even more. You see this? Yeah, I'm trying to.
It doesn't fall out. It will grow back.
If I tilt my head in any direction, it looks a lot worse. So I'm not even going to. I'm not even going to move that.
You should get one of those. You should wear a cowboy hat and get one of those comb overs and just tuck it underneath your cowboy hat.
I could actually do it. Because it's so fucking long right now. I can actually pull it off. My fucking hair. I haven't had it that long in like forever.
Nice.
All right, Bill. So we need a bet. What can we make these guys do? Come on, Bill. Come up with something.
Bill, what are you doing, Lenny? Don't cheer her on, because if you cheer her on, she wins. She don't go topless.
I'm not going topless.
You were fine at the start of the show. What happened?
Well, I was never planning on going topless because I'm going to win anyway. Because Tom Brady is going to cheat and come through.
I don't really
Seriously.
like your logic on this.
Nope.
It's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. So you all are going to lose. So I would really like it if you would just shave your head. I would like to see two cue balls next week.
You're not going
to see 2 balls next week.
That goes back to him shaving his scrotum. Yep. No. I was like,
no.
I will show you. No, I won't show you.
No.
All right. Let's see.
We'll come up with something. And then I'll text it to you.
Well, Lenny, if you lose, I want to hear you sing a song about how we're always right and amazing and you're worthless and wrong.
All right.
Ooh, that works.
Then you have to do the same.
Deal.
So does he.
The song?
No, we've got to write our own.
Oh, we got to write our own song.
It can only be, it can be like it can only be like a 30-second thing. That's fine. But yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So you have to do it for both of us, or both of us have to do it for you.
How long does the song have to be? How long?
I mean, if it's like 30 seconds, that's fine.
30
seconds. If she does it, she has to do 2 of them. But if she
one
loses,
for each of you?
Yeah, but if we, but you're going to get 2 songs in return if we lose.
Well, no.
Come back.
All right. We're on the same team.
Yeah.
Do a duet.
No.
No,
you're soloing,
because she's got to do
baby.
2 separate ones if she loses. She's got to do 2 separate ones.
I have to sing one to you, and I have to sing one to him.
Yep. And we will reconvene on Monday at 8 o'clock.
Fair enough.
All right. Fair enough.
Monday, 8 o'clock, we're going to have a special broadcast. It's only going to be a short broadcast, just telling Lenny how she was wrong. And she's going to sing us a song about how we're right in every way. Monday, 8 o'clock.
No.
So just, yep.
Bill, you have her on Facebook. Send her picture. Ooh. Okay.
Jesus.
Not good. All right. Well, like I said, this is a really easy show today. We did not get our other panelist, unfortunately, and I'm sorry about that because he was supposed to be on here, but he did not make it. But I'm glad to have you, Josh, because I do find you to be most knowledgeable in sports, and so is Lenny. Unfortunately, I'm not as knowledgeable in a lot of this stuff. So that was good. Thank you, Bill, for being here. Coming up on our, well, don't forget, of course, to like, share, follow, and subscribe to Your Shoulder Voice on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and whatever the other one is. I think that's all of them. Okay. Thank you for chatting live. Of course, I got to thank everybody on the panel, Bill, for being here. That was great. Thank you for everything. Today's topic was Super Bowl Mayhem. It was really, it was really just about the Super Bowl. It was just nothing big, an easy show because we've had so many deep topics. We thought we'd do something easy. We do not have a show this Sunday because of Super Bowl. We will have a show coming up next Wednesday, which is Be Mine, the Valentine's Day show. The reason being, of course, Sunday is Valentine's Day following Super Bowl, and we will also not have a show for that day as well.
Well, time out. Aren't we doing something on Monday where you guys have to sing to me?
I'm going through the official ones. I've already established we're going to reconvene and we'll be live on Monday. Don't worry.
Just making sure.
Yeah, so we've got something rolling
You
there.
better
This is
start
our
writing your
standard
song.
schedule.
Start
This is our standard
writing your
schedule.
songs to me, guys.
All right, so again, and yes, as Lenny said, on Monday, we're going to find out who won. If Kansas City wins, well, Lenny is going to sing me a song, and she is going to sing Josh a song about how we're so great, and she is just dumb when it comes to this shit and doesn't know anything.
That's not what's going to happen.
If Tom Brady cheats, which
Tom
would
Brady
have to
will
be the
cheat,
case,
and you all are going to be right. You're writing a song, and you're singing it to me.
and we will sing it to you, and we'll probably just have a little fun on that show for the hell of it. All right. So thank you for joining us, Josh. Good to have you here. No final word, no nothing like that. Thank you, Lenny. Absolute pleasure. I'm glad you kind of got some internet working. Thank you, Bill. It's always better with you here. Thought it was about Lenny. It's always about Lenny to you. So thank you for having you here. Thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you to everybody who's watching this after as well. And we will see you all later. Thank you again for joining us here at Ear, Shoulder, Voice. So yeah, that was an interesting one.
Josh, are you writing your lyrics?
He doesn't have to.
Depositing money into my Robinhood account so I could buy some more GameStop stocks.
Aren't they in trouble right now?
Who?
Robinhood.
The hedge funder? Yeah, Robinhood is.
Yeah.
For making people stop being able to buy and only be able to sell. It's a huge problem.
Wow.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know what it was. I just heard about it, but I didn't know.
Yeah. So what happened was with the GameStop stuff is the stock was going crazy and we were all buying it, and then because it was basically they were selling stocks that didn't exist, right? Because all the hedge funders borrowed and shorted the stocks so bad that they were selling and trading stocks that didn't even exist, right? So when the price got thrown up super, super high, the hedge funders lost billions of dollars because they have to pay all this money back that they borrowed on a shorted stock. And so they basically told all of these brokers to stop selling or stop letting people buy it and only let them sell to try to make the price go back down. And they all got caught. So yeah, it's a big deal. Robinhood might be going under pretty soon, but they're the only.
So the whole thing with GameStop and all that, Robinhood played a part in it?
Yes, most of the brokers played a part in it because they stopped the ability to buy and they're limiting the buy. So basically, even right now, Robinhood is limiting you. You can only own 100 shares of GME right now, and that should be unlimited. Whatever you want to pay for is what you should be able to get.
Yeah, I
right?
agree with
but
that.
But they're limiting it at 100 for no reason at all, other than to save some people's asses that are paying them. So I don't know. It's a big mess, but hopefully I make my tens of thousands of dollars in the next couple weeks.
I mean, that would be nice. I don't have that much in stock, so I can't do that. But
I don't have that much either. But if the stock shoots up like what they're saying, like over $1,000 to $1,500 a share. Yeah, it could be big.
Yeah,
just short squeeze. And
isn't it going to drop just as fast though?
It'll drop. It skyrockets, and then everyone sells all at the same time, so it drops right back down. But you gotta watch it every single day.
I don't know. I would worry because I wouldn't want to buy the stock because I know when it skyrockets and starts to sell that it is just going to take a nosedive.
But it doesn't skyrocket in 5 minutes. It skyrockets over a 3-day period.
So
it never stops going down until it does go down, and then it takes a while.
So what's gonna stop people from hedging it then?
Well, the thing is that so the hedge funds that own it. So you got Citadel, and you have what was it, Melvin Capital or something like that. Melvin Capital has lost 53% of their assets just off of this, just off of GameStop. Citadel, they actually ran a so the group that I've been listening to, there is the Reddit group, the stock bets or web bets, whatever. So what it is they put it all over the news saying that these Redditors were, instead of doing GameStop, they were doing silver, right? So the last 2 days was all about, buy the silver. These Redditors, these 7 billion Redditors are doing silver now. But it was never the case. What was going on is that the same hedge funders that own or didn't own but borrowed against the shorted stocks, they also own huge amounts of silver. So they wanted the silver prices to go up. So they lied about the GameStop in the Redditors, saying that we're doing the same thing with silver and we're going to make it go up. So they're trying to recoup all these billions that they lost on silver